everybody. Welcome to the 3W podcast. I'm your host, Casey Yoakley. I've got my friend here from the food bank, the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank to be exact, Julie Damer.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Because we are part 2. So I hope you all caught part 1. It was all about the summer cereal drive. But now we're going to dive into who Julie is and what the food bank is. So Julie,
Yes.
What is your title?
My title is Director of Marketing and Communications, which is a little deceiving.
Because you're kind of my end-all be-all out of the food bank. Let's
Thank
be
you.
real.
Thank you.
Yes,
I try.
and have been for years, actually.
I try. But my job is to spread the word about the food bank, to let people know that we're here, and ways you can donate, ways you can volunteer, ways you can find food. So really, it's just a little bit of everything.
I love it.
It's a good job.
And when I met you, I feel like I met you before COVID.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
And I met you at a neighborhood market, ironically. And you had come from a bank, and you're like, oh, I thought I'd never work in banking again. And I'm like, hilarious, because now you're at a food bank.
I did.
It was the funniest little one-liner to me, because you're not in banking, but you work again at a bank.
I never thought that I would go from a for-profit bank to a non-profit bank, and talk about completely different roles.
Right.
And with this job, one of the great things about it, and I think anybody at the food bank will tell you as well, we're not there for the money.
No.
We're not there for the glory. We're there to do a job, and it's nice to be able to know that when I go to work, I can come home and know that if I had the worst day ever, I've still helped feed somebody that day. So it's a feel-good job. I call it a feel-good job.
It is a feel-good job.
Yeah.
And I think Kent Eikenberry, your boss, or fearless leader. Well,
Yes.
who likes the word boss?
Yes.
Your fearless leader.
We'll call him that.
He opens up every mic because he hates a mic, but
Yes.
every time he's like, because of you out in the community, somebody will eat today.
And
that's the
true.
tagline.
Yeah. And so every single person there has a job to do, and we all work together to make it happen. And that's how food comes into the building. That's how food goes out of the building and ends up on somebody's table that night.
And the food bank is a bank. So you all
It is.
nobody comes to, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You don't come shop at the food bank.
That is correct.
Shop at a food pantry
Yes.
that has been serviced by the bank.
Yes.
Which is a very meticulous
Yes.
service situation.
Right.
Kind of.
So kind of think of it as this. I kind of, since we live in the Walmart area, think of it, we're kind of like the Walmart DC. Our partner agencies are like the stores. So we source and buy food that goes into our Northwest Arkansas Food Bank Distribution Center. And then that food goes out to our agency partners that serve our neighbors in need. So
Let's pick an agency partner to use as an example.
Feed the 479.
Okay.
So
It's Springdale, based out of Springdale?
there's one in Springdale, yes.
Okay, I'm like, I've driven by it, so that, to me that's the only one, but obviously
Yes.
there might be more.
I believe it's a part of Cross Church, too.
Okay, yes.
If I mean, I could be wrong.
I think
but
you're right. I think
I'm
you're
right.
rightish. And we're just totally rightish in this podcast. That's just how this podcast
Yes,
rolls.
we're absolutely 100%.
Yes.
That's correct.
They have, you all have a website, and I'm sure they have like a portal login. They
do.
They place an order, a very specific order with
They
y'all.
do. They go on just like you would place your Walmart order. You would go online, pick your items, and then those items are picked, put on pallets, put on a truck, and delivered to Feed the 479. Then on their distribution days, people go in to Feed the 479 and they shop. And that's how they get the food.
I mean, I love that. And then what about Feed Rogers? Does it operate similarly?
Feed Rogers is a unique and
love it.
special place for
Yes.
us. That's actually the food bank's, that's our pantry.
That's your pantry,
That's
right?
ours.
And if y'all don't know
It is.
about Feed Rogers, it's kind of on the edge of downtown Rogers, catty corner from the St. Vincent de Paul Catholic School.
13th Street.
13th and Poplar or
Yes.
Cypress, one of them.
Correct.
Because I'm like, I don't know which one, but
Yes.
somewhere around there you can absolutely find it.
Yes.
And it is set up like a mini grocery store with carts and everything.
It
and
is.
if you're, I don't know, I guess anyone can just walk in there. I don't know the details on that.
So the Feed Rogers is a unique property. Like I said, that's something that we own and operate. So clients set up appointments to come in there. So we make appointments online. They have a login with a password. They go in and they make their appointments when it's convenient for them. And then they actually come in and shop. We only allow a certain amount of people into the store each day. and there's a limited number of spots that are available. So they pick their day and their time, and they come in and they actually shop for the items that they want instead of receiving a box of pre-made food that we assume that you're going to want and use.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people that have dietary restrictions or allergies, things like that, or maybe it's something that they just don't like, you know.
But it's empowering.
Like. Yes, it is. And it's another level of humility, you know.
Yes.
We give it's dignity.
And to go get your own food.
Yes, and we want people to feel like they are very important when they walk in there. We want them to feel like, you know, they're welcome. We don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. And so that's why we do it like that. We have them make the appointment on their schedule. They come in and shop for their family. They check out to the checkout counters. We bag it, and they take those free food home to their family. So it's a really
How many years open? Are we 3 to 4 years?
I believe this is the 4th year.
Okay, on Feed Rogers.
Yeah.
Super successful.
It is, and we would love to open up more like that. If we had some special funding that would come in for that, would be great. If
Maybe.
want to,
You never know.
to sponsor that,
Yeah.
get a hold of me. But we're trying to get a lot of our agency partners to go to the client choice process because it is so much more dignified for somebody to come in and actually shop for their family.
Absolutely. And it feels like it's more organized because they're booking the appointment. So your staff knows exactly what's happening for the day versus like a pantry distribution in a parking lot, for example, right? You know what's coming.
Yes, we know what's in inventory, and we know that this inventory can feed this amount of families. The drive-through model is wonderful for people that don't have a building, as fortunate as we are with Feed Rogers, and that's their only way to distribute.
Right. Obviously, still successful and necessary.
Right, but you know, it's our goal to get as many to go to the client choice in some way as possible. And our programs and client services teams are really doing a good job trying to help agency partners convert to that.
Well, let's talk about agency partners. So we service 4 counties.
We do. Benton, Carroll, Washington, and Madison.
Okay. And if you're not from Arkansas or like me, tell me a town that is in the Sebastian and the Madison county. Or did you say Sebastian?
Sebastian is the River Valley, considered the really River Valley, yes.
Fort Smith.
Correct.
Okay. And then Madison is...
Madison.
Give me a town in Madison.
Oh, goodness, you put me on the spot.
I know. I'm sorry because I have to ask.
Huntsville, I believe.
Okay, yes. Like going out towards Branson, towards the lake area, right?
Yeah. I believe that would be Carroll County, and the Madison
Carroll.
is more to the west.
Oh, okay. See, I'm like,
Yeah. So Greenwood, I believe.
I've heard of that. Yes.
That area.
Okay.
Ask me anywhere in Benton and Washington.
Oh my God. Then in Washington County. I know.
Arkansas either.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm still in the learning process.
Yeah. 4 counties. I'm like, is that a county or a city? I don't know.
Yeah.
What if somebody tell me?
Those are counties.
So 4 counties.
Yes.
So that's what our food bank services.
Yes, and there's more than 89,000 food insecure people in those 4 counties. The latest data that we got from Feeding America, who we are a partner of, there's 22,230 children in the 4 counties that we serve that are considered food insecure.
Okay.
And food insecure means you do not know where your next meal is coming from.
Okay. At all. Okay.
So it could be something that, you know, loss of a job. It could be, you know, you had a huge medical expense that arose that you weren't expecting. It could be something that, you know, both parents work, have children, go to school. Maybe one of them loses their jobs. That's half their income that's coming in. Let's say their car breaks down. That's something unexpected.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, they're in need. So that's where our agency partners come in, and that's why our donations and our support for the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank is so important.
So crucial. We talked about this in part 1 for just a second, but we do hope that you're unemployed by one day.
Correct.
Because that means
We would
food
love
insecurity is eradicated.
Yes, we've solved the problem.
Yes.
So, yes.
But it's not solved yet, so keep donating. And we're going to touch on events, but let's give it one more shout out, just regardless of when this airs, because you can still donate anytime, all day, any day.
Yes.
There is a summer cereal kickoff or drive going right now. And it kicked off officially on the 1st, but we just shouted it out to the public a week ago.
Correct.
But cereal is so important because kids can make it themselves and it's very accessible and it lasts.
Right. They don't have to cook. They don't have to light the stove. They don't have to put it in the microwave. They actually open the box, pour it in a bowl, put some milk in, and then the meal's done.
Right. And so that's a huge source in the of food in your pantries, I'm sure.
Yes. Shelf-stable items are very important because they go a long ways. If you think of like a can of green beans, that you can get 4 or 5 servings out of a can of green beans even.
Yes.
So, but cereal,
And it'll sit there and last.
it will.
Right.
And cereal is so important. So our cereal drive is June 1st through the 30th. All the information is on our website, nwafoodbank.org. So you can go on there and learn all about it and also ways to donate.
You can just donate. You don't even have to go buy the cereal. You can just
Correct.
donate. But if you're going to, obviously, go buy the General Mills cereal, just tell them Casey sent you because they're a partner of ours. But all the partners at the food bank are amazing. All of them.
They are.
So that was June. So we're going to back up to April really quick because we just had the 3rd annual game show battle.
Yes.
And that is super unique. And I feel like it is Family Feud driven.
It is.
Right? Between the vendors?
It is.
Okay.
And that is a copyright, so that's why we call it Game Show Battle NWA, but it is Family Feud style. We have a host with competing teams. This year we had 12
is Jacqueline
teams.
House the host?
She's our MC.
MC.
Yes.
Okay.
Kim Daniels is on our
Right.
development
She's
team.
amazing.
She does the actual host part of it. And it's where vendors compete against each other, like families.
Yes.
So there'll be a round 1, and the winner advances, the loser goes home. Round 2, the winner, and then it's bracket play. So at the end of the night, we award a huge trophy to the winning team.
It is a huge trophy.
It is a huge trophy.
And I feel like there's centerpieces by the vendors as well on
Yes.
the tables,
Yes.
which is always hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
And they
good
get
time.
creative.
It's you can get some really creative people thinking when they're thinking about things like this. And this is a concept that has grown over the years. We started out, I believe it was 8, and we've actually turned people away. Like, we have a waiting list.
That's
of people.
amazing because we can't have a game show all day and all night,
We
right?
can't. Although people want us to, we
I'm
cannot.
sure. Maybe we do it twice a year. So I don't know, but that's hilarious. I
Yes.
love it. And that's fun because these vendors are super competitive and rightfully so.
They are. Some of them actually hold competition tryouts in their office to see who is going to be the 5 members of their team.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love this. We need to do like some Instagram on that leading up to that because that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's good time. I can give you the teams for next year.
I love that.
Closer
I
to the
love
date.
that. So that happened in April this year. I feel like in the years before might have been in May, but this year I feel like it was in April. So
was.
are we going to stay with spring next year? April, May?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay, perfect.
That's the plan.
And then let's jump ahead to September. And it's not necessarily an event heavy month, but it's an awareness month.
It is. September is Hunger Action Month. And Hunger Action Month is a concept of feeding America. And the color orange represents
Which is
hunger.
why I wore this
Thank
today.
you so much. I appreciate it. I noticed you had that on. I appreciate that. So we encourage everything orange in September. We have special shirts that we're going to be selling this year. We encourage people to wear orange as much as possible, so people ask them about it. Businesses, we ask them to light up their buildings, their outside lighting, their fountains in orange, which several have done that over the year.
That's awesome.
We have special events. This year on the 18th of September, we're hosting the Rogers Lowell Area Chamber of Commerce Network. Can't talk today.
I'm with you.
Networking
Network.
with a purpose.
That is so many words. That is so many words.
It's going to be 5 to 6:30 at our location at 1604 Honeysuckle Street in Rogers.
Perfect.
And it's where nonprofits can come and set up a booth. They have to go through the chamber to get registered for the booth space. But then when people come in, they can learn about those nonprofits, including the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank. And
that's a collaborative effort for you all,
really
inviting
is.
more nonprofits into your space, the
it
nonprofit.
is, because we don't want to work against anyone. We want to help and collaborate with as many nonprofits as possible, because you're not only, our theory is you're not only feeding somebody, but you're going to help them get out of that situation if you can. So it might be something like resume writing, or it could be something like Dress for Success, where you could give them some clothes to go on an interview. Or it could be something that it's a health issue where we can hook them up with a medical service that can help them. So it's a great opportunity to learn about nonprofits. The Rogers Lowell Area Chamber of Commerce will be glad to give you more information. Ask for Shelley Summers,
So great.
friend of mine. She'll have all the details for you, and it's going to be a great night. So
That's awesome. And I feel like you'll always put a calendar out
we do.
of September of different ways you can engage in
do.
Hunger Action.
We give
Month.
suggestions for each day.
I love it.
Whether it be, try to eat on allotted SNAP meals, whatever that is for the year. I believe last year it was $5.74
A day.
So we ask every person in our office to try to eat on $5.74 a day, which is what is SNAP was allowed. Things like that.
That's
so
hard.
It's very
You
hard.
can't go through a drive-thru for that.
People are actually doing this in real
Yeah.
life. So they have to be creative. So it kind of gives you a reality of how people are actually living.
Which we
that
all
are
need.
struggling.
Yes.
Yeah. So it kind of humbles you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Because when you try to, you just said drive-through.
You can't.
They're not
go
going
through a
through a drive-through because if
No.
they have more than one person,
No.
they're done.
But
they're out of money that
Yeah,
day.
absolutely.
So we're trying to, make aware. It's more of an awareness month for us. Just letting people know that the struggle is real. It's here in Northwest Arkansas, even though we live in a very wealthy community. There's lots of activities and nice things around here, but there's also a lot of hunger too.
Right.
So,
And we don't see it.
You don't.
You can drive around it. It's not like a big city where you might see it in a more pedestrian walking city.
Exactly.
I've always 3W will be we're going to put out the 18th issue in January. And so I remember like 15 plus years ago when we started this, somebody was talking to us about prom dresses and homelessness and doing dresses for kids at Fayetteville High School. And they're like, not you, Casey, but like we as a community don't understand homelessness because you can drive around it.
Exactly.
And you don't have to see it if you don't want to see it.
And I
think
wasn't
that's
even
how
aware
hunger
of
is.
it when I moved here. I knew that there was some poverty in areas because there's poverty in every area. But when we got involved with the data from the schools, especially showing me what
Free and
schools had
reduced.
the free and reduced lunches, there's several of them in our service area of the 4 counties that we serve that are 98, 99%
Yes.
free and reduced
It's
lunches.
mind-boggling.
So that just tells you that those families are struggling.
Yes.
So we're here to help.
Yes, we definitely have a gap in high and low.
Yes.
And it is mind-boggling to see what schools are 90+%
Yeah.
free and reduced.
There's a lot.
It's painful.
There's a lot.
So
September, we call it Hunger Action Month.
I call it
It's
Hunger Action Awareness Month. I always put an
love
extra
that.
A in there.
I love that.
It's like ham.
I love
That's
it.
how I say it.
We might change
I
that.
don't mean to.
Tweak it a little.
I absolutely do. And I was like, oh yeah. My God, I put an extra
I like
A
it
in there.
I like it.
But yeah, you all engage and really energize the community for 30 days of orange
Yes.
and all the things.
Yes.
Okay, and so then October, let's talk about this because this is fun because I had it wrong on my notes. I had to fix it.
Yes.
But we are retooling, per se, Jewels of Giving.
Yes.
And it's going to be Flavor of Giving.
Yes.
And I will throw 3W under the bus because it is September TBD, not TWA. That is an old airline from 100 years ago. TBD. So 3W's wrong. It's October 9th now.
It is. And it's not completely your 3W's fault. I will take partial blame on that because we had to adjust the date after we submitted that.
Fair. No worries.
So magazines are printed extremely early because of the printing. But it's not completely your fault. So we'll take partial blame.
Thank you. I'm like, it's okay. It's already updated online and all the social
Yes.
media will be out and about. But October 9th, the newly unveiled Flavors of Giving.
It is. Flavor of
Which
Giving
is your
a
baby.
new concept. It's my baby now. I'm also in charge of events that involve either employees or fundraising. So this is our biggest event. Like you said, it used to be called Jewels of Giving. We completely rebranded it to Flavor of Giving. It's going to be at the Osage House, October the 9th, 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So it's a come and go. Come when you want, stay as long as you want, leave when you need to. And we're hoping that this will give a fresh new look to an event that the food bank does. We are limiting the amount of people that can get in there. So tickets are on sale. You can
Okay.
get the information on our website. We've got some great sponsors. Unilever is our presenting sponsor again this year. So thank you, Unilever. But it's going to be a fun, unique evening.
Are you giving up any details yet?
I can give you one detail. The main highlight of the event is going to be called the Giving Market. I don't want to tell you too much, but it's going to be a unique shopping experience that will allow you to help others put food on their table at night.
You know what it's emulating to me? I'm not going to give a bunch. Just think about the little kids shopping market at the Amazeum.
That's perfect. That is a perfect hint.
To me, is what it's emulating. And it's going to be so hands-on.
It is.
And so unique and so fun and create conversation.
It is. And one of the things that I will tell you, we are going to have flavor stations around the venue with different small plates for you to enjoy. And those are going to be a take on our sponsors. So Tyson Foods is going to be one of our sponsors, and they're going to sponsor the protein. So one of the flavor stations will be a Tyson Food item.
Okay.
Yes, that you can enjoy. It's not going to be the typical food that you find in events. It's going to be
no banquet food.
A little bit more
of the mystery sauce.
No banquet food, but the mystery sauce. These are things that you're going to actually want to go and enjoy, and I think everyone will be pleasantly surprised. There'll be a huge bar in the middle for people to enjoy beverages. We will have a signature cocktail, and we'll have a few more surprises. So I don't want to give too much away.
Do you have your chairs locked in?
Are you
divulging them?
We are not going to divulge those yet. Those are still secret. We do have some surprise guests coming. It's going to be fun.
Surprise.
There will not be a program, which everybody is thrilled about.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a good time.
I sound like, oh, thank goodness, but I don't mean it like that. It's just because I know what you do. I think the people coming know what you do. We know what the need is. And let's just create conversation and give and do good.
We want your money, but we want you to come and have a fun, enjoyable time.
Yes. I love that you started with we want your money.
We do.
Money pays the bills.
They do.
I love it when people are like, I'm not here for the money. I'm like, we're all here for the money because money pays the bills and money helps us do good.
We distributed in 2024 over 14.9 million pounds of food.
Oh, that's insane.
So that food was not all donated.
Right.
We had to purchase that food with donations.
Yes.
So we do need money. And this is our largest fundraiser. And we're hoping that we will have a enormous amount of money at the end of the night to purchase more food to help our neighbors in need.
I love that. So great. Yeah. So October 9th, tickets are on sale right now.
We're limiting those to 400 tickets total. So if you
really
want them,
small.
It is. So
I love that.
It's exclusive.
That makes the event intimate.
It's exclusive. Yes.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
Yes.
That has come a long way. I'll definitely be there.
3W is one of our sponsors, so thank you very much. Appreciate that.
We love you guys. I love y'all. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think that might be it on events.
Those are.
Oh, there is a corporate food drive. Sorry, I didn't have it listed.
Food Drive Challenge
sponsored by Spectrum in November.
Brands will be in October.
Used to be in November.
Yes.
I lied again.
More details to come on that. We're still working out some of the final details on that, but that will happen this year.
But that's a fun one because it's another challenge.
So
Our vendors love challenges.
They do, and they compete against organizations and companies that are their size. So if you have 50 people in your office, you're going to compete against a company that has 50 people in your office. We're not going to put you against a company that has 5,000.
Right.
So there's categories, so it's all equal fair play. There's some great trophies for that as well, and we will have a huge celebration.
I was going to say, I feel like usually there's a commencement to go with it.
There will be, and it will be, it'll be a good time too.
I love that.
Some more details to come.
So many exciting events, and I love that it's been super creative. You never stop reinventing the events.
That's the goal.
A lot of people do, and that's okay too, because there's a place for everyone, and you can't beat a classic.
Yes.
But it's okay to reinvent and retool and constantly move forward on things. I love it.
Yes. Thank you.
And especially as somebody, and I'm sure if Ashley was sitting here, she would attest to it as well. As somebody who goes to many of the events, and she goes to more of them than I do, so I will put her front and center.
Yes.
It's nice to see a change.
Thank you.
So yeah, kudos to you and your team.
Thank you very much. Times are changing.
I know, right? The only constant is change.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay, well, I will put myself under the bus one more time because I forgot in part one to shout out our sponsor, Hershey Salty Snacks, home of Skinny Pop Dots Homestyle Pretzels, which again, I say this every time. I hope you are trying those Dots Homestyle Pretzels cinnamon sugar. And if you're not, let me know because they are freaking divine. They're amazing.
These are amazing.
And the Pirate Booty. So you can't go wrong with some Pirate Booty. Special shout out and thank you to them. They're the official 3W podcast sponsor. So anything else you'd like to add about the food bank?
No, I think if you want a tour,
buy some cereal.
And buy some cereal.
Buy some cereal. Go grab a tour. Find a lot of orange so that you can get ready for September, and we'll see you next time. So thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just thank you and keep inspiring a culture of giving. See y'all.